You're tuned to 90.3 The Rock WUTK, exactly 46 minutes after 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Weekend quickly approaching. My name's Benny Smith. So glad to have everybody out there listening and hopefully getting ready to get your weekend on. That was really cool stuff. Crazy Caucasian Girl. Name of that one from Matt Comer from the new CD Hyperbolic Length. And you are tuned to, as I said, 90.3 The Rock WUTK. I'm Benny Smith. You're also checking out UTTV The Rock Unplugged, a very cool TV show where what we do is we have these really neat artists and musicians come in and perform live on 90.3 The Rock from time to time. We actually do live music on the radio here at WUTK. We've been doing it for 30 years. Why stop now? What we do in addition to that is we videotape it. So we're running a videotape as I speak, and as Mac plays here in just a few minutes, and in a couple of months, you'll be able to turn it on UTTV The Rock Unplugged and check it out on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, channel 194 on the Comcast digital package, channel 65 on campus. That is where you can find The Rock Unplugged, and again, you can find it every Thursday, Saturday, Sunday night at 9 o'clock. And today on the radio, tonight on the TV, is our old friend and once a DJ, always, I hate saying former DJs because you've always got a home down here when you're a WTK DJ. That includes people who were here 30 years ago and people here who were here 3 weeks ago. And you, Mac, I guess were here about 5 years or so ago. So welcome home, buddy.
Yeah, it feels good to be back in the 90.3 The Rock station, you know, home of local music, and you guys support local music like no other station in town. And you know, I can still remember when I was back in the station doing the DJ thing, and I feel like that was really when I got my start with the music business, almost, you know, with the radio. I was just starting out. I was a starving artist. I still may be a starving artist, but always, you know, working for that next level.
I was going to say there are more starving artists than non-starving artists. That is for sure. But yeah, man, it's so glad to have you back. Obviously, the new CD, Hyperbolic Length. Am I pronouncing that right? Is that right?
Hyperbolic Length.
Yeah, there you go, man. A really cool cover there. I told you it kind of reminds me of Hot Tuna, man. It's like a whole Hot Tuna cover.
Yeah, man, it's real cool. It kind of pops out at you.
Yeah, almost 3D there. Yeah, 3D. Before we talk a little bit more, can you do us a song? You got the harp on. You're in tune there. What you gonna do from the CD, man?
Well, I thought that so I'm not gonna use the harp on this first song. I'm just gonna keep this ready for whenever it needs to go, whenever it needs to do its job. It is here. I'm gonna play. I figured I'd play Tree Popped Up and give you a little acoustic version of it and hear what it sounds like when in its original form.
Kind of like when you put pen to paper and wrote it.
Pen to paper.
This is what you were hearing. This is what it came out like, and then obviously sounds a little different on disc. But I'm anxious to hear this, see if it really had that reggae vibe as well. So it's such a good song, man.
And let me also add too, on this song, a very close friend of mine, Isaac Wilson. He and myself, we were sitting around on a holiday. It was a couple years ago, and we actually wrote this song together. And so Isaac Wilson, he's listening right now. He's going to be at the show tomorrow. Thank you very much. This song is great. I love it, and you know, it brings back those good memories too of that friendship. He lives in Asheville, North Carolina now. So great guy.
Cool. All right, man. We got Matt Comer live in the studio on 90.3 The Rock. Turn it on, leave it on. Let her go, brother.
Popped up to say hello, hello, hello. The walls are on the side, still below. What am I doing here? I wonder to myself. I'm staring at myself in the middle of the puddle, in the middle of the road, in the middle of the ground, in the middle of the ground, the middle of the ground, oh yeah, the ground on down, the middle of the ground, oh yeah, the ground on down. Mm-hmm. be happy, but it is true. It's about a man that lost his mind. The rest will follow in some good time, some good time, some good time, some good time, oh yeah, well, some good time, some good time, oh yeah, well, for some good time. Mm-hmm. To me, and I was walking out the door later. I was alone and I'm begging by the phone, screaming, don't you leave me, well baby, don't you leave me. But you do the things that you want to do, and I'll do the things that I want to do, and you can't take it back, no, not now. No,
Cool stuff, man. Matt Comer live in studio on 90.3 The Rock. Tree Popped Up, the name of that one.
Popped Up.
That's the solo acoustic version, if you will. Hyperbolic Link, the name of the new CD, which is right here in front of you in 3D. And folks, obviously, you know, again, we're here with Matt Comer live in studio on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. What some folks may not know is the fact that Beaumont Elementary School is where by day you are a first grade teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Which is amazing that you're able to juggle the two, because that's a lot of responsibility, a lot of time. You know, where do you find time to write the music? I don't know, but I'm glad you do. But tell us how you got into teaching, because that's a really cool story that involves a lot of things that happened at an early age to you, really, right?
Yeah, you know, well, I didn't know I wanted to be a teacher when I was in kindergarten and first grade, but when I was in kindergarten and first grade, my brother and I, we got chicken pox, and my mom, she ended up catching it from us, and you know, the older you get, the harder you fall, and she ended up being in the hospital, and the first people that took us in, my brother and I, were my kindergarten teacher, Miss Lehman, and first grade teacher, Miss Dillon. And I thought, I had to think there for a second, I wanted to make sure I said her name right in case she's listening out there. And you know, it was such a cool experience because I lost my first tooth with my first grade teacher, and I remember waking up and there was a $1 bill, and I was like, whoa, where'd this come from, you know? And
Tooth Fairy gets around, dude.
Yeah, and then as I grew older, when I started at West High School, I didn't know anybody, and both my mom's parents had passed away within a couple weeks, and she had to go to Charleston for about a month and a half. And right off the bat, one of the first guys that I met, JT Malin, his family said, you could stay with us. I stayed with them for about a month and a half, and his mom is actually the overall coordinator of the elementary education here in Knoxville right now, and his dad is a professor here at UT. So I was living with them, and then when I was a senior, Mr. Ash was my senior English teacher. He used to dress up. He really prompted questions. He wanted his students to succeed. He offered different assignments. You could do videos. So it just seemed like teachers always just were there for me, always looking out for me, always wanting me to strive or want to help me out when I was in my in some tough times when I needed some help.
Obviously, always inspiring you too. I mean, that's the big deal, you know, which is what you hope for in a teacher, and what my daughter gets every day out of her teacher up at Ricky McLeod, and it's just a blessing.
I interned at Ricky McLeod.
Great school, man.
It's awesome.
Very cool school.
Yeah.
So, well. Well, my hat's off to you and teachers everywhere for what you guys do, because you're getting them ready, and it's amazing. And what's cool with you is that I know you went down and took a group of those students. Maybe those were the cool kiddies that you took to Sean McCullough's children's radio show down at WDVX. Is that right? And did a little show? What's up with that?
Yeah, and before I say about that show, when I first started teaching on my own, I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach my kids how to read through music. So when I was an intern with kindergarten, it was a way for me to kind of learn how to play mandolin too, but I let the kids write their own songbooks. So we wrote our own songbooks and we performed them, because at Beaumont, 4 times a year, we turn our school into a museum. And so we performed them, everybody liked them, and then next year I got hired on as a first grade teacher. So I said, well, I'm gonna step it up a notch. We're gonna learn some cool songs. So we learned Simon and Garfunkel, Feelin' Groovy, some Tom Petty, and Ben Harper, Gold to Me, Ray LaMontagne, all those cool things. But the cool thing is, when I first tried it, a lot of people were kind of like, where does this fall in the curriculum? And I said, no. At the end of my first year by myself, I said, my reading scores are incredible. Look at these. I said, it really works. Second year, started getting a little more notice. This year, we've been practicing. Finally, it was like a dream come true. 2 weeks ago, we played the whole band, the Matt Comer and the Cool Kidders. We played our first kids show, and I've been working on some kids music obviously since I've been teaching first grade. And in the classroom, I invited 5 of my first graders to come and perform with us with the full band, and they had a ball. Not only did I have 5 first graders, but I had one kindergartner with us too, who went home. It was a younger sister of one of my students, and she practiced Feelin' Groovy over and over again. She came in, she started singing it. I said, you know what, you're going to get on stage with us. And I mean, it was just amazing. It was so cool to see them, and it kind of opened my eyes up to maybe a future possibility. I think my 4th CD is going to be a kids album. That's what I'm truly feeling. So who knows, maybe inspiring some new outlets or something like that.
Yeah, kind of an outreach to the kids that might inspire them to go do what you've been doing, and just kind of coming full circle from how your teachers inspired you as well. And it's really cool because Sean McCullough's got that children's CD out now as well, which is just awesome, and just does a great job with that. And I mean, you're a preacher of the choir here. I just about a month or so ago had the parent-teacher conference with my daughter's kindergarten teacher, who's just awesome, and she said, I've got nothing bad to say. She does great, other than the fact that we'll be right in the middle of an assignment and she'll bust out into song right in the middle of class. And sometimes she's like,
well, what can you expect?
It's like, she kind of gets it honestly, because as soon as she comes out here at the station, first thing she does is go for the microphone. So it's so cool to see you have that influence on the kids of that age and to involve them and get them to step up to the mic literally. And so, don't be scared of this. This is probably part of what you're all about. And
they were
obviously
rock stars
that's part
too.
of what you were all about at a young age, and now here you are making records and playing on the radio and celebrating the release of Hyperbolic Length, which is the brand new CD. Very, very fine local release, and one of the fine local artists and musicians here in town that we love playing on 90.3 The Rock. We love it so much. How about, can you play us another one, man?
I will play another one.
This
next one's called Kickin' Chicken.
All right.
And this is about a little visit I had on the 4th of July down in Charleston, South Carolina. So
there's fun to be had in Charleston, that's for sure. Matt Comer live on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged.
Choo-choo, what's that thing? It's coming down from the mountain and starts running up a hurricane, starts running up and down a candy cane. Think of that, maybe we could do it twice. If you don't want to go and take my advice, keep on thinking it's so nice, making all the other people pay the price. Thinking maybe you can hide it, or maybe you can hold out.